Welcome to your Pilates Reformer workout. My name is Melanie, your mildly goth Pilates instructor. Today we're going to be doing a full body reformer workout, moderate intensity. I feel like working today, but I'm not trying to win any medals. So load on 3 red springs or 3 heavy springs. You could add a blue or a light spring if you want to. Headrest goes up, meet you lying down on the machine. Before we get started, please subscribe so I can see you again, and please give this video a like if you'd like to see more like this. We'll begin with the feet in Pilates V. Toes on the foot bar, heels together, knees wide. You're going to have your arms long by your sides or up over your shoulders. Deep breath in, expanding the rib cage in 3D. We're going to take an exhale, zip the inner thighs together, bring everything back home. Knees open about as wide as your hips. Keep that breath pattern, exhaling as you press out. Inhale as you press in. We're going to take a nice flow here, so not too slow, not too quick. Even pressure through the feet, taking care to control the springs on the way out and on the way in. Let's go for 3 more. Squeezing the glutes, squeezing the inner thighs. Last one. Bring it halfway home. You're going to close the carriage about halfway. Tiny pulses up and down. Let's go for 8, 7. Squeeze the glutes. Make sure your lower back isn't flattening onto the mat. Still have that natural curve in your lumbar spine. Ribs stay down. Deep breath in. Exhale. Stretch the legs long. Bring it back in. Flip the feet to parallel, so toes still on the foot bar, heels are high. Deep breath in, exhale. Press the carriage out, lower the heels down, raise them back up slowly with control, bend the knees, bring it home. So rib cage stays down, belly button zips in and up, heels press down as you extend out and back in. So each time you press out, press the heels under with control, raise them up with control, bend the knees to bring it home. Let's go for 4 more. Abs are engaged. And you want to think about the belly button sort of lifting up toward your sternum here. Good. Last 2. Squeezing the glutes, squeezing the hamstrings, inner thighs zip together. Good. Hold here. We're going to lower the heels, lift on 1. Lower for 3, 2, 1. Lift for 1. Lower for 3, 2, 1. Lift for 1, 3, 2, 1, and lift for 1. Now we lower for 1, lift for 1, 2, 3. 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 Bend the knees, bring it all the way home. Now we're going to place the arches of the feet on the foot bar, curl the toes over, so we're in that like parakeet feet position. Heels stay pushed under just a little bit, ribs down. Press out and in. Good, so we're getting some work through the arches of the feet here. Taking care to make sure your shoulders are rolled wide. Thinking about your collarbone opening wide without popping the ribs up to the ceiling. Good, let's take it for 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way in. Close the stopper, heels come to the foot bar, flex the feet at the ankle, pushing the heels through the foot bar, extend the legs long, bring it back in. Extend the legs long, bring it back in. You want to feel glutes here as you push away. Probably going to feel some engagement through the quads too. Taking care to reach your pinky toe and your big toe back toward you, along with your other ones, but making sure that your ankle is evenly flexed. Good, last 2. And 1. Once again, we're going to bring it halfway home, so the stopper is not completely closed. We're just going to pulse the carriage up and down. Let's go for 8. Checking in with your ribs, making sure they're down. Belly button zipped up. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, still breathing. 1, deep breath in. Exhale, extend it long, bring it all the way in. Close the stopper, hug your knees in toward your chest, rock your head side to side. We're going to move on. All right, rolling up to sitting. If you don't already have that added 4th spring, that blue or light spring, please add that now. We're going to roll back down to lying down. Feet will come to the outer corners of the foot bar, arches or heels on the edge. And once again, arms will be long by your sides or up over your shoulders. We're going to press out in this pyramid or second position. bend the knees, bring it home with control. Press out in the second position. Legs are staying externally rotated. Bring it in. Let's go for 2 more. Feeling lots of work through the inner thighs, glutes and hamstrings helping to wrap into this external rotation. Once again, you want to keep your ribs down, nice natural curve through the low back. Now let's take that press out for 1, in for 3, 2, 1 pattern. Press out for 1, in for 3, 2, 1. Press out for 1, in for 3, 2, 1. Press out for 1, in for 3, 2, 1. Now let's reverse it. Extend for 3, 2, 1. Bring it in for 1. Press out for 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1. Bring it in for 1 with control. Out for 3, in for 1. Out for 3, in for 1. Very nice. Now we're going to bring the balls of the feet to the outer corners of the foot bar. So you're going to lift those heels up. If you need to take off the light spring for this, feel free to do that. If not, give it a shot. So staying in that external rotation, arms wherever is comfortable. You're going to extend the legs long. You're going to go for a prance. So one leg bends, the other extends. So you're going to push through the ball of the feet as you extend both legs long. Abs are nice and engaged, supporting you here. Good. If you hear popping through your ankles, as long as you're not in pain, that's okay. I'm definitely hearing a lot of popcorn. Good. Let's go for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Keep the heels lifted. We're going to bend the knees, extend it long. So heels stay high. If this is too burdensome on your knees, you can bring the arches to the outer corners once again. But if you can, I'm going to keep the heels lifted. Really feel that inner thigh engagement, probably in a slightly different place than when the feet were flat. Good. Let's go for 4. Exhaling as you extend. 3. Last 2. And 1. Very nice. Keep the heels high as you bring it all the way home. Arches come to the outer corners of the foot bar. I'm going to lower my headrest for this one. I'm going to inch away from the shoulder blocks. We're going to go for our pelvic lift. So arches on the outer corners. I'm going to lift my hips just a little bit off the machine, lower back down. So I'm not curling the spine up. I'm trying to keep my spine in a pretty neutral position. And I'm recruiting my abdominals, my glutes, and my hamstrings to get myself here. I'm going to take another 4. This is 3. Feeling the abs work here to really do this lift. And 1. Pause while we're here. You're going to keep the hips lifted, extend the legs long. Bring it in with control. Butt is staying up off the mat. If you need to put a hand underneath to make sure you're staying there, feel free to do it. Abs are giving you support. Think about that belly button pulling up toward your sternum. Good. Let's go for another 4. This is 3. Last 2. And 1. Bring it halfway home. Don't quite close the carriage now. We're going to take tiny lifts up and down, pulsing the hips and bottom up and down. Let's go for 8. 7. Squeezing the abdominals, feeling tension between your hip bones, really getting the ab work here too. This is 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Lower the hips down, close the stopper. Pull your knees in toward your chest. We're going to finish up here with a little bit of running. So legs back to parallel, balls of the feet on the foot bar, heels high. We're going to extend both legs straight, heels lift. We're going to bend one leg, extend the other, accent up. Switching sides. So one heel pushes under and then you switch. For the heel that's pressing under the foot bar, that leg is straight, the other one is bent. Good. So instead of pushing down, accent down, more of a stretch, really want to find that up, up every time both legs extend. Once again, ribs down, natural curve in your spine if you can muster it. Good, let's take another 2. Switch, 1, switch, double pulse one side, extend, double pulse one side, extend, double, stretch, double, stretch. Still finding that up. Each time both legs extend, let's take one more each side. Still breathing, and one. Lift both heels, bend the legs to come home. Place the arches of the foot bar on the outer corners. Let's just take a quick rock side to side of the knees. Very good. Let's go for a quick calf stretch. I think we probably need it. Balls of the feet on the foot bar, heels lift. You're going to extend the legs long, press one heel under, keeping that leg straight. Other leg is bent. This is feeling moderately comfortable and you need a little more stretch. You can hook that opposite foot under the foot bar and pull yourself in a little bit. Otherwise, keep it anchored on the foot bar. Take it slowly. Stretch both legs, switch. Send that opposite heel under the foot bar. Use your breath to relax into it. Once again, if you need more, you can hook the opposite foot under the foot bar and pull it towards you, as long as your foot bar is steady and won't collapse if you pull it toward you. Deep breath in. Feel your muscles relax a little bit more. Bend both legs, extend, bring it all the way home, and roll it to sitting. Next, we're going to move into some core. So I've loaded on one red and one yellow, or one heavy and one light. I have the headrest placed down, grabbing onto both straps, facing the poles behind you. Choke up on the ropes so that your hands are above the hardware, and you're going to scoot your bottom forward so you can have about a hand's distance of space behind you. Sit up as tall as you can, aligning your ribs over your hips, inner thighs zip together as best as possible. We're going to begin rolling the spine down, curving through the spine into that deep C curve. So your belly button is really zipped in and up. Shoulders roll back, collarbone wide. Exhale, roll up, stack your spine, sit up really tall. So this should feel hopefully like a nice spinal massage and like a good amount of core work. Just remember, we're still warming up the abdominal muscles, that is. We'll get into a little bit more fire soon. Good. So you're finding your low point. And for you, that might be not that much space. It might be down here. If so, that's completely fine. But what you want to do is you want to find that low spot where you still have control of your abdominals, and then curl it up to sitting right after. Good. Let's take two more. Last one. Good. We're going to pause in that curve. Now we're going to bring one leg up to tabletop, lower it down. Opposite leg up to tabletop, lower it down. We're going for a march. So once again, those abs are staying zipped in and up, controlling every movement. Shoulders are staying rolled back. Collarbone is wide, squeezing your shoulders together, shoulder blades together in the back. And if this is too much, you can continue with the last variation. Good. One more each side. Good. Roll up to sitting. Take a quick break. Stack your spine as best as you can. Sit up nice and tall. Deep breath in. Exhale. Roll back down to that nice C curve. We're going to bring one leg to tabletop. Extend it long. Back to tabletop. Extend it to 45. Good. Let's go for 5. Extend. Same cue. Shoulders rolled back. Shoulder blades zip together. Find your deep point where you can balance, still keep control of that C curve. And if this is too much, once again, you can just go right for those rollbacks. Last one. Good. Bend the knee, place it down. Keep that curve. Opposite leg to tabletop. Extend to 45 and back. Out to 45 and back. Let's go for 5. Still breathing. 4. Keep that belly button zipped up. 3, 2, and 1. Back to tabletop. Lower it down. Zip the belly up. Roll up to sit. Roll up to sit nice and tall, and just release your abs for a second. We're going to go for obliques in a moment. So shake out your wrists if you need to. We're going to sit up really tall. This time what we're going to do is zip the inner thighs together. We're going to tilt over to the left side, roll back on that tilt. So I'm not facing forward. I'm actually tilting slightly to the left, finding that deep curve. Roll it back up. We're going to stay tilted to the left and roll back for 5. Abs stay zipped in as we roll up. Not necessarily unfurling the spine all the way as we get up. We're kind of staying in this rollback position, this curved position. Good, we've got 3 more. Exhale as you go back. Inhale as you go up. This is 2. And 1. All the way up to center. I'm going to tilt to the right and go for the opposite side. Roll back and roll up. We've got 5. And up. You should feel all those muscles along your obliques on the right side. Very nice. 3 more. Last 2. Shoulders still rolled wide and back. Very good. All right. Holding on to those straps, we're going to close the stopper, staying on that red and yellow, or taking off the yellow if you'd like a little less resistance. We're going to sit up really tall, legs long in front of you. You can cross at the ankles if you like. And we're going to take hold of the straps, flip the palms to face behind you. Hands will be down by the side of the machine. I'm going to push the hands back, squeezing the shoulder blades back without popping the rib cage, and bring them right in front of the body. Good. Sitting up nice and tall, hands behind you and back. So you really want to feel that shoulder blade squeeze to get the most out of this. It can be a little hard to do that and keep the upper traps by your neck relaxed, but it's really important to try to do that as you're building strength. But just do your best. Let's go for 4. This is 3. Last 2. And 1. Very nice. Flipping the palms to face up, making sure I have enough distance to find a C curve, so I'm moving forward about a hand's distance. I'm going to find that big C curve again, palms flip to face up. I'm going to go for biceps. Bending at the elbow, palms come in toward the face and extend. If this is too much on the abs, you can sit up nice and tall. If you need a little more resistance, you can add that yellow back on, or that light spring. Good. Each time you press in, you can choose to exhale and think about that belly pulling up, belly button pulling up. Good, let's go for 5. This is 4. Last 3. 2. And 1. Very good. We're going to sit up super tall, palms flip to face each other, stacking the spine so your ribs are right over your hips. We're going to open up out to a T, so your hands are right to the side of your body, squeezing the shoulder blades together in the back and back to front, closing the stopper with control. So we're really working all those muscles that support your shoulder blade. Super, super good for posture. Think about your head pulling up toward the ceiling. Ears are drawn back. Good. Let's go for 5. This is 4. Last 3. Final 2. Arms nice and long. And 1. Good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find a big curve. So if you need to scoot forward a little bit more, feel free to do that. Tilt to one side. Open up wide. Back to center. Opposite side. Arms open wide on a diagonal. Good. Palms stay flipped to face each other. We're on a red spring. If it's too much, you can flip to a blue spring or a light spring. Good. 1 more each side. And you are done with those. Whew, that was pretty tough. I said I wasn't trying to win a medal, but might have just made an attempt. Fold over your legs. Reach for your toes. Feel a hamstring stretch while you're here. Deep breath in, feel your lungs expand in every direction. Exhale. Bring it up to sitting. Let's move on. Let's finish up with some glutes and thighs. So I switched to 1 red and 1 yellow, or 1 heavy and 1 extra light. Hands are on top of the shoulder blocks, or you could have them down on the mat under your shoulders if you prefer. Ball of the left foot on the foot bar behind you. Heel is lifted. I'm going to extend the leg long. Knee is down. Bend it, bring it back in slowly with control. Let's go for 6. This is 5, gaze is forward, back of the neck is really long. Close it with control. This is 3. Last 2. And 1. Bring it all the way home. Now I'm going to rotate the knee to the side, so it doesn't have to be full 180 hydrant, it can be somewhere in between. You're going to keep that rotation to the side as I bend and extend. So I'm feeling a little bit of a different spot in my glutes here. Good. We've got 3 more. Last 2. And 1. Very nice. Bring it all the way home. We're going to go for the other leg. Left knee is under your left hip. Ball of the right foot on the foot bar. Knee facing down. We're going to extend and bend. Let's go for 6. So your goal here is to try to keep the core really stable so that your hands are not moving out from under your shoulders. You're pushing obviously through the bar, feeling glute and hamstring here, but using your core to make sure that everything is moving as a synchronized unit. Good. Last 2 here. Oops. And 1. Good. Bring it all the way in. Externally rotate so that knee is facing to the right. Bend and extend. Good. Feeling that slightly different area of your glutes, hopefully. You've got 5. This is 4. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Very nice. Bring it all the way home. Close the stopper. Knees down on the carriage. Extend your arms long. Hips come down to your heels. Head down. Take a big 360-degree breath. Exhale, feel your whole body relax. Big breath in. Let it go. Let's finish up with a little scooter stretch. So I switched on to 1 heavy or 1 red spring. Left foot up against the shoulder block behind you. Right foot on the carriage, or on the floor, excuse me, in front of you. Hips squared off. I'm just going to send the carriage away, not being too precious about how my pelvis is. I really just want to feel that nice stretch along the front of the hip. You don't have to tuck it under. You can kind of let it be free and relax. If you feel like it's more comfortable to do that, you can kind of feel it out. See where your sticky spots are. You can hang out in one spot. I personally feel like flossing this a little bit right now feels really good. So I'm keeping this really mobile. And if you like to, you can take an extension through that front leg. That feels nice to you. That feels great to me. Breathing through this. Good. Bring it all the way home. Let's go for the other side. Closing the stopper. It was like slow motion. Left foot on the outer side of the machine. Right knee down. Right foot up against the shoulder block. I'm going to send the carriage away and see how this side feels different to you. Take stock of where things feel a little bit different. You can play around with your chest position here too. You can keep a really proud chest, or you can curve. That can really increase the intensity of the hip stretch for some. Again, trying to keep it a little bit, I won't say easy, but well, not crazy intense. So I'm just going to really listen to my body now. When you're feeling ready, if you'd like, you can extend that left leg forward. Your range may be just a little bit. You might have not a lot. That's completely fine. I'm very naturally bendy, so don't compare yourself to where I am today. Good. Bring it all the way in. Close the carriage slowly with control, and you are all done. You did it today. Thank you so much. You did a great job. If you would like to continue on, I'm going to link another video here that you might enjoy. If you haven't checked out my 10-day reformer program, I'm going to link it down here. Also, I'd love to thank Sharon and Shannon for your super thanks love this week. Really appreciate you guys. And I might be doing another program this year, so if it's something you'd like, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you would like that to focus on, and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Bye.